Hello everyone, welcome back again. I'm Cureton, Senior Journalist from XR Today, bringing you always the latest and greatest from the VR, AR and XR industries. Today we have on an amazing guest for the XR Trends series. We've got on Christopher Parkinson. He is the CEO, Chairman and Founder for RealWear, an amazing company doing great things in the augmented reality and assisted reality space. So Chris, it's a pleasure to have you on today. Welcome aboard.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you very much for having me on today. We're super delighted to be talking to you. And first up, thank you very much for promoting frontline teams around the world. So we're very much all about that, so thank you.
Yeah, we salute them, definitely. So we're going to have a great conversation today. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the main trends dominating the AR market. That's big AR and little AR. So that's augmented and assisted reality. So, first question off, which trends are you currently seeing dominating the augmented and assisted reality smart glasses market?
I think the trend that we're seeing now is neither the AR or the AR, the big or the little one, it's the AI is the trend at the moment. I think what we're seeing is a lot of people moving towards AI solutions where they can. That doesn't necessarily mean they know what they're moving towards, but a lot of people are saying, we want AI on our headsets, whatever that means. So I think we're starting to see that the power of the data and the analytics eclipse the concept of whether I'm immersive through big AR or not immersive through little AR. So really they're display technologies. I think the display technology has been eclipsed by AI, computer vision, natural language processing, and all this great stuff that comes with AI.
Excellent. Yeah, we've seen a lot of really nice trends taking shape with some of the different voice-assisted technologies. So that way people can keep themselves hands-free when they're working in like dangerous environments or on the shop floor, being able to tackle those certain things. So
And if you don't mind, I'll follow up on that and say, look, it's not just about the tech. I think the other thing people are really, the bigger industry is leaning towards is solutions, not tech. So Absolutely. They're not saying, RealWear, can you just have a headset? They want a whole solution from us. They want the software on there, they want the whole pilot in a box, and then they want the rollout, all one shop. Basically, they don't. Today, I think most customers are having to buy headsets from vendors. Then they have to go and buy software from someone else. And then they have to go buy integration services. And I think that's slowing the whole industry down. So they're telling us, can we just come to you and buy everything all at once, please? So that's another shift we're seeing outside of the actual tech side of it in the real deployment world. But essentially, people just want stuff that works.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that segue is great. And, really well into like the next thing about it, some of the different kind of challenges that different industry verticals face. Before coming to you guys, they're going to say, okay, we have this particular problem, the solution being RealWear and its immersive technologies and its immersive solutions. So how do you tackle those things? How do they come to you and present their problems? How do the partnerships with companies like Hindsight and other ones also work to help solve those?
That's a great question. So essentially it's the same problem over and over again. People come to us, they seem to have latched onto RealWear as the gold standard in industrial wearables. So they come to RealWear and then say, okay, we want the solution. And it has been a challenge in the past, and we are changing a lot of that with our great ecosystem of partners now coming to the table. And we're able to work arm in arm with these partners to offer these solutions. So that's a big key, we feel, for going from pilots to these big rollouts that we're starting to see now. It's this partnership that we can be a unified front. So essentially, where people are coming to us as a gold standard for wearables, they're now coming to us for the gold standard for solutions. And it's all about that mindset change. And to aid in that, and to aid in with all our customers, we've set up recently a thing called the Marketplace, which is our online app store, essentially. And that does a number of great things for our customers. First up, people don't actually know what's available, what can be done on these headsets. These headsets are super powerful computers. They start off typically with a two-way video remote mentor like Teams or TeamViewer or Zoom, because they are easy, out-of-the-box solutions that give instant return on their investment. But then they scratch their heads and say, well, what else can you do? And it's been very difficult to find out what else you can do with these headsets. So we've set up this marketplace that now allows the user, the customer, just to browse through a whole list of applications in different categories that are specially designed for our headgear. And now they can try things out. At a click of a button, they can press a button on the website and deploy trial applications to the headset. And they can try things. So it helps us move the customer into the more sticky solutions, such as the workflow solutions, the solutions that require you to use the headset all day long and get benefit from it all day long. That's where we see the greatest expansion in the future of our industry. And so we're doing everything we can to help people get aware of what they can do.
Absolutely, yeah. And there was one of the different kinds of solutions that you have available. I think it was the HMT1 and the HMT1Z1, which actually are from more of the like industrial use cases, the more rugged situations, dangerous situations as well. And how can like these specific types of AR smart glasses, help with things like productivity and safety, security when you're working in these types of environments compared to a different one, more like a customer call center or other ones?
Mm-hmm. Well, it comes right down to the core of the RealWear proposition here, is that we're not immersive, we're not smart glasses, we're not a helmet, we are a headset that wraps around the head and you have one display that sits below the line of sight of one eye. So we're what we call a monocular solution, and you end up looking down at the screen and seeing all the visual display in very much the same way as you're driving a car. You look through the windscreen ahead of you at the world, and when you want information, you glance down at the dashboard, right? And just in a car, you're not there for reading a whole book from the dashboard. You look down, you get the information you need, then you back up with your eyes forward and eyes on the job. And that for us is the essence of the safety that we bring to the frontline worker. We don't want to block the vision of the frontline worker. We don't want to get in the way. You need to have your full peripheral vision around you working and your peripheral hearing. So it means you need to be fully open to the world. And in this way, our device becomes secondary to reality. So the reality is first, then what we call digital second, as opposed to an immersive device, which flips that around, where you end up being immersed in digital content and reality sort of fades into the background a little bit, which is wonderful for training and simulations. But once you get into the hazardous frontline environments, you need that safety aspect of our devices. So you combine that with the rugged and the ability of our devices to stand up to the most treacherous beatings. It all comes together to be a unique device that allows you to work right on the front lines, where you've got your gloves on, you've got things in your hand, but you need that information. And that's what we bring to the market: safety and enhanced productivity through simple interaction and easy to use headsets. Brilliant.
Yeah. Apologize one moment. Yeah, the sun's shining finally brightly outside, so getting a little dose of that. Yeah, so it's like these different kind of solutions that you just mentioned and like that you talked about, they encompass many different kinds of use cases, like how would I approach it from one way, or how would I approach it from another way? And this actually helps people to increase that productivity that they need for all different kinds of circumstances. And so you mentioned actually earlier about a specific marketplace that you had created for installing these human-centric apps, for your devices. Now, can you tell us a little bit about some of the apps that you have available and how they kind of boost collaboration between like engineers, remote teams, and other people?
Certainly, yes. So the fundamental app that our headset uses is the two-way video remote system. Many people are familiar with Microsoft Teams as a way of collaboration between people. We have Teams working on our headset. Microsoft have a special version that they put on our headset. We have Zoom as well. Zoom is a very common platform for two-way video. And these are generic social media sort of video in a way. And then we have a plethora of specialized two-way video designed especially for industry, where they have features above and beyond what you expect out of Zoom, Teams or FaceTime. Features such as the ability to freeze a frame remotely, annotate on it, send a picture back to the headset wearer. So if I'm looking at an electrical cabinet, the remote expert can look at that in real time as well. They can take a high resolution photograph from 2,000 miles away, and they can circle, for example, the fuse that they're interested in, send that back to my display, and there's my wearer can now be looking at a picture of the circled fuse in their eye box, and then have the real thing in front of them. So they get that good reference. So that's what the specialized two-way remote mentors bring, that sort of video concept. Plus, they also work in lower latency, lower bandwidth, typically than a Teams or a Zoom. So these are designed for industrial areas where bandwidth is limited. So there's probably about 30 or 40 of these applications out there. Some specialize in vertical markets, some are more regional. So you have all these choices. If you live in Australia, you might want to get this particular software because you'll get the support from there better than you will from a US brand, for example. So you've got that. But then where we're moving many people to is now the all-day use cases, and that's things like warehouse picking software. So software you can put on your headset that says, go to aisle 3, go pick up a can of dog food and take a photo of it, for example, or take a scan of it and then go on. And so this warehouse picking software is starting to get a lot of traction. One of the leaders in the area is a company called TeamViewer that we work with. And we're seeing there through TeamViewer deployments in warehousing, we're having 24 hours a day usage through 3 shifts a day on our headset, where there's productivity gains and everyone's happy to wear the headset, customers are happy, businesses are happy. But then when you look at oil and gas, for example, there the big momentum shift is into work instructions. So here you might have inspection rounds to do. You might have to go and inspect a valve or a well, and you need to take photographs, you need to sort of prove you're there inspecting it, you might need to do routine maintenance. So they're the sort of software applications that we're moving to. So we go from the remote video, which is really quite often a break-fix solution, i.e. you only need it when you need it, to all-day use cases where the headset is now integrated into your daily job task. And that's what we're seeing more of the software arriving in that domain.
Brilliant. Yeah, and I know as they continue to build that ecosystem, that's going to be one of the things that really helps out the industrial metaverse, creating interoperability between systems and, accomplishing specific use cases that they can have, like a return on investment, which is one of the key things about, deploying these types of technologies or these types of solutions. So that's going to help people in the long run, accomplish some amazing things and scale this up. So yeah, last million question, $1 million question, I guess, whichever side of the Atlantic you're on. We have finally, where do you see the future of AR and XR going? Like, what should industry professionals expect to arrive to us within the next 5-10 years or so on?
A wonderful question. Well, the quick answer here is yes, everything will get smaller, lighter, faster. Right, that's inevitable. That's just a progress of electronics. So the batteries get more compact and we can get more done in smaller form factor, and electronics get smaller, generally more powerful. So you've got 2 avenues. One is around expansion of display technology. There's a lot of people working on glasses, smart glasses, the immersive Iron Man glasses. There's so much going on there. It's hard to believe it won't come. But will it come for industrial? It will probably come for consumer. The industrial is a bit longer way because there's so much else needs to be in place for that to work. But it will probably come one day. And we'll probably see Apple take a lead on bringing out a lot of cool technology there. In the meantime, with the AI advancements we're seeing, what we'll see there is more emphasis on the camera and the voice, speech input. So a camera mounted somewhere around the body or on the head can do a lot if it's coupled with AI to analyze the scene around you, and then a way to get information back to me as a user, so a speaker, right, a microphone, a way to interact. And so with AI and a camera, you start to diminish the requirement for displays. Whereas smart glasses are all about full-on display first, AI-based wearables mean that you can really make the display a secondary piece. You don't need a display always. Of course, there will be times where you want to look at a display, but you don't always need it if this camera is telling you what it's seeing and doing all the work around you. So I think that's where we'll see a lot of the future, is a bifurcation. You'll have the groups moving towards smart glasses, and you'll have groups moving away from displays into more wearables with smarts around them.
Excellent commentary, and thanks so much for your time and attention for that. These are one of the things I really enjoy about the industry, speaking to like-minded people, getting people who are inside the industry and actually dissecting some of these trends a bit deeper. So yeah, once again, everyone, we've been speaking to Christopher Parkinson. He is the CEO, chairman, and founder of RealWear. Again, that is an augmented reality, assisted reality, all-in-one solution for a lot of people working in the in the industrial sectors across the world. Once again, my name is Cureton, senior journalist from XR Today. And if you want to follow more conversations like this, please do so at the XR News hashtag and the XR Trends hashtag. Thank you so much for joining us today. Signing off, and until next go round, take care.